We are now joined by Brooklyn Net, bon vivant, man about town, tech genius, Spencer Dinwiddie. Thank you so much for joining us on behalf of your new app called Galaxy for influencers and athletes. Clearly, I'm neither one of those things because I can't even pronounce it. We got Perk with us, who is both an influencer and an athlete, however, so you can sell him your venture. Give us the pitch.
Oh, man. Obviously, we're the crown jewel of the system. We have likeness and intellectual property. We come out every time and put our artwork on the floor. And so people are drawn to us and want to be around us. And it's all about, whatever's special to you, involving the fans and letting them interact with you more personally.
I like that. All right. Well, we will be watching to see how that does. I do want to catch up after your last few months, though, Spencer, because back in July, after a second positive coronavirus test, you were forced to sit out the remainder of the season and the playoffs. And it was just so notable because, first of all, you had so clearly wanted to come join your team even after your first positive test. But you mentioned that you were experiencing symptoms related to the diagnosis. So how has your recovery been? What has it been like for you, not only health-wise, but then watching your team through the bubble?
It was an interesting situation. Obviously, they were part of history, and it was something that I truly missed and wanted to be a part of. The way coronavirus hit me was like a flu, but just kind of for an extended period of time. So it was an interesting experience. Right now, obviously, we're months and months removed, so I'm perfectly fine now and back to hooping and getting in shape and doing what I love to do. But it was unfortunate that I wasn't able to play.
Hey, Spencer, Zach Lowe, I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. The Steve Nash news hit the media like a bombshell kind of out of nowhere. I'm wondering when you, as sort of a key player, now a long-term player for the Nets, when you heard that Steve was a candidate for the job, and what was your reaction when he got it?
I wasn't really involved in those conversations. Obviously, I'm thrilled that he is. His basketball acumen is second to none. Multi-time MVP, one of the greatest point guards of all time. Somebody that you can learn a ton from and be in a position I'm in. He also kind of had a career where he played some of his best basketball late. So, just a career arc and career path that I would love to follow. So, it's a match made in heaven for me personally. I think for our team, it's great. He has a great relationship with KD and Kyrie, which is extremely important because they're the guys on our team. But yeah, I wasn't involved in the decision, so I was just as surprised as everybody.
How did you hear, Spence?
All the pundits, they break the news, right? So Woj and Shams break news, and you kind of just, it's law once they say it.
I love it. It's just like us. Basketballs are people, too, hearing on their phone.
Hey, Spencer, what's up, my brother? Hey, look, I'm a big fan, but I have a question. With a healthy KD, a healthy Kyrie, on paper, y'all are a contender team. I want to talk about you, a 27-year-old stud just scratching the surface of his prime. I'm a big fan of yours. I believe that you're a starter in this league. I want you to talk about your role going into next season and what you see yourself doing and fitting into this team with the Brooklyn Nets and what your plans are for us contributing on the court.
Obviously we don't know who's going to start and who's going to come off the bench as of right now, and that's the KD and Kyrie excluded, of course. But really, when all this was being formed, I viewed myself, if we were going to take the Golden State model, as kind of the Draymond Green, the glue. Sometimes I get 10 boards, sometimes I get 10 assists. Sometimes I scored a little bit more, whatever it is, because obviously we have a super dynamic point guard, and then we also have, the greatest scorer of all time. So, that's kind of how I always viewed myself when it was being talked about and put together. So, I would be blessed to have that role this year and try to win a championship.
Hey, Spencer, it's Zach again. There's a lot of questions right now about the Clippers and who's the loudest voice in the locker room, who's going to be their leader. I'm curious for you guys, Kyrie missed a lot of the season, KD missed the whole season. Do you have a sense of who's going to be the personality in your locker room, who's going to galvanize the team in stressful moments, or is that kind of stuff overrated? Do you actually need a guy who's sort of the vocal guy?
Sometimes we get too hung up on words, so I don't know if it's about that necessarily. Obviously we have Steve Nash and Jacques Vaughn manning the helm, and they're going to use their words plenty, and they're accomplished basketball players and former NBA guys, obviously, in their own right. And then, we have two guys that have won it championships before and been there. And then we also have an emotional leader in DeAndre Jordan. So, I think the collective, if you look at those five, like there's enough experience there, enough basketball IQ, enough winning capacity there to lead the group.
Well, that was a very politic and polished answer. I would expect nothing less from you, Spencer. I do want to point out that while you're giving KD props as the greatest scorer of all time, that's still Kareem until further notice. I'm just going to say that on this show. But I appreciate the fact that you're so supportive of your teammates, and I think that's awesome and speaks to kind of the spirit you guys have. I'm not going to let you off the screen here, though, without playing America's favorite game. What were you thinking, Spencer Dinwiddie? You tell us what was going through your mind during these moments. First question, what were you thinking when you posterized Tobias Harris? Because you had some serious bounce on this dunk, and your teammates really got into it, too.
I think on the play before I got fouled, and so they didn't call it, so I was mad. And because I don't dunk much, but then I do have a 40, so I had to kind of pull it out. And then also with Tobias, he's my former teammate. So I was like, hey, on your head, big dog, on your head.
Did you get any reaction from him?
Nah, he laughed. I mean, that's my guy, so it's fun.
I like it when you throw out the vertical. I like it. Next up, I need to know, what were you thinking when you purposely missed free throws so Atlanta fans could have free chicken? Because this was a moment of dedication to the fan base, Spencer. Chick-fil-A had that promotion. If a visiting player misses 2 free throws in a row in the fourth quarter, everyone gets Chick-fil-A. What made you so charitable that night?
We were winning. I was in a good mood, and then it was just like, hey, whatever. If I missed a shot long, I probably intended to, 'cause I never missed shots long. So,
man of the people.
I said, here y'all go.
I'm telling you, this is love and a generosity of spirit, really, to the opposing fans. And I think that cannot be overlooked. And that maybe when you next go to Atlanta, they should just hold up signs of chickens and out of respect for you. And I'm just saying. Last one, I want to know, what were you thinking when you launched this shot with 14 seconds left on the shot clock? You're a great shooter. So what were you thinking when the shot left your hand here?
Oh, no.
Because it was not pretty, Spencer Dinwiddie.
No, that was going to be a lob. That was a shot that turned to a lob.
Where exactly did it turn into where?
No, look at the trajectory. Watch. I go up to get ready to shoot, and then I get ready to throw the lob. But Jared, miscommunication. That's all on me.
I believe it.
I'm just saying that, on your career highlight reel, the chicken will be on there. The chicken will definitely be on there, and that may not be. Spencer, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck with Galaxy. Please come back soon. We always love hanging out and talking to you. You got a lot of excitement coming on that team next season. We can't wait to watch it unfold. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Up next, guys, we're going to discuss which new coach is under more pressure next season. Doc Rivers with the 76ers or Ty Lue with the Clippers? Think of your answer. Keep it locked.